Hello, everybody. So I don't do these reviews too often, but I do like to do them every now and then. If anybody really knows me, they know that I love a good horror movie. But it being a very subjective genre, I am super picky about it. And I've been, so I, a lot of times I go online, YouTube, other websites, and try to get suggestions. So I found one for a movie called Dry Blood, and I just watched it. I just got finished watching it, and I thoroughly enjoyed it. Now, the two things I will say is the main actor, he can overact, and there's definitely one scene that it's really distracting. And I will say his acting will be a hindrance to some audiences. Some audiences will not like the movie because of that, or feel like it could have been a great movie if it wasn't for that. And I think it could have been a much better, even better movie. I don't say much better. I won't say even better of a movie if it wasn't for that. Now this, because let me explain why. The movie is about a man who's a drug addict, and he's going up to his cabin that he owns, rents out. All this, it's kind of weird, to kind of dry blood, get himself sober. And of course, he starts having hallucinations and stuff. But the guy who does play him, and I have to look the name up. He does try act a little too hard. He goes a little too far with his acting sometimes. Kind of like what I'm doing right now, but I'm explaining something that's different. But like, I think he just, that's the one thing. That's the one the big complaint I have about the movie. And I still love it. Like a lot of times he's like, there's a cop that harasses him, and that's not a spoiler. There will be spoilers at the end of this because I have to talk about the ending. The ending has some spoilers, but I'll say that when I get to that point. So if anybody's watching this and hasn't seen it, turn off. Then this cop starts harassing him, and like there's one time he's just like, "Will you leave me alone?" I mean, I'm probably doing it more than he does, and I understand he's trying to make a performance where he's drugged out, so he's kind of twitchy and stuff. But he goes overboard with it. Other than that, I don't have much of a complaint about the movie itself. Don't watch the trailer. The trailer gives away too much, and I think that hindered the experience for me. I still really enjoyed it, but the trailer shows too much. Do not watch the trailer. So, the movie is one of those. It's hard to explain why, but it takes a little while to get started, just a little bit. It's not one of those movies that has, because one of my biggest complaints about a lot of horror movies is they take a while to get started. This just a little bit, but once it kicks off, in 15 minutes maybe, you just, and it's hard to explain how, but it just keeps you watching. There's something about it. It's almost mesmerizing in a way, I guess, but not that. And it's not one of those, it's not one of those things where it's like a car crash you can't look away from. It's not that thing. But honestly, when the actor is playing where he's kind of coming down, he's scared, he actually does a pretty good job of it. So, another thing that's not a spoiler, because it happens really early in the movie, he calls this girl to come up with him. His name is Brian, her name's Anna. And she comes up, and it's never really like determined. It's very hinted that they had a past, maybe romantic or like a one night stand kind of thing. It's never really like explained. It's never really said directly, and I like that because it adds a bit of mystery to it. But like there's just something about this movie that kept me watching even through the bad scenes. And there is one scene that I think is just, it's not very good at all, because it's supposed to be really dramatic, and his overacting in that scene, that does hurt it. That's one of the big complaints I have about the movie, is that one scene. But he starts seeing like ghosts and stuff around the house, and he's freaking out. He's never sure, am I seeing these for real? Is it something to do with my mind? Is it someone with drugs? Is this, and am I just hallucinating? And it does a good job throughout the movie of really blurring that line. Now, this has been done several times before, and they could have really, really screwed it up. But this feels more real, I would say. Like you're never really sure. And there is some stuff at the end, and I'll get to that soon. Those will be spoilers, but it's just it really does blur the line very well, and it's just like well, he's on drugs, and you see him do drugs throughout the movie, but it's like, well, what if they're real? What if he's not? And the movie is shot in, it's not dark, but it's like it's low light conditions because he's up in a cabin in the woods, and I thought that really helped with the atmosphere. I mean, even times when he's out in the sun, it's not that bright, but it doesn't come across as, oh, we're trying to be dark and edgy, and we're not going to put a lot of light in our scenes because look how cool and artistic we are. It doesn't come across like that at all to me. And you just, I don't want to say you identify with this struggle, but you see his struggle, and it's believable. Again, even with some of the acting that is bad, and it's just a good story behind it, and some of the visuals are actually fairly creepy. They're well done. I can't get into too many of those without spoiling it because like I said, don't watch the trailer. It shows way too much. But okay, the ending. Spoilers coming up. If you have not watched the movie and you're just watching this review to say, you think I like this movie? Stop. Turn it off. Because spoilers coming up. So, he gets more and more into this like dark place with these drugs. He starts taking more and more. And eventually, it appears as if he killed Anna. Now, this is one of the things I love about the movie, and unfortunately, it's in spoiler territory, so I can't really talk about new people. But, like, it's implied that he kills her. Like, he has a scene where he, like, goes down with a knife, and he's been with her in the bathroom, and he kind of doesn't really attack her, but he gets, like, in her face. He's really creepy, and she's scared. You can tell she's scared. He goes downstairs. It's like Coke or something. He snorts it. It's probably Coke. I don't know. White powder, that's what I'd say it was. But, so then he sees the sheriff, the cop, come up in the back window. And he looks around. He's kind of freaked out. And he's like, hey, Brian. And he looks. And sitting across the table from him is the sheriff. He has a deer head. And there's actually a part in the movie, I don't remember if it was after that, or I think it's after that, or before that, where he mentions that he hit a deer. And I just realized that. Talking about the review, but that was really clever. And like, he's like, I can't remember what he says, like, it's time, Brian. And the sheriff spins the knife, and it kind of points to the stairs, upstairs where the girl's at, or Anna's at. And he's like, it's time, you know what you must do, or something along those lines. He's like, no, I can't do it. And throughout the movie, there's a symbolism that she is tied to this yellow dress. And she actually admits that it's hers. And he goes outside, and he sees like a part of the yellow dress sticking out of the trunk. And it opens up, she's in there, the sheriff comes up, chases him, they come in a fight. He ends up killing a sheriff. And he drives the sheriff's car up to this general store. And he has problems with the guy in the general store, but that's just kind of a side note. And then he goes back, and there's his ex-wife comes in with her family. And this is where it's really, really cool. Because he goes upstairs, and he sees Anna in the now she's in the bathroom. She's dead in the bathroom. She's all bloody. Or she's almost dead. She's like in the last of life. And this is the scene that he overacts, and it's not very good. This is the one scene I was talking about that I do not like at all. It could have been done so much better. But after that, She hears them come in, the family come in, and Megan's calling up to him. She doesn't like him, but obviously she doesn't like him because of the drug pass. He comes down the stairs, and he's bloody as hell. And she looks at him. He's like, "What are you doing here?" And it shifts, and he has no blood on him. So that was an hallucination. So they yell back and forth for a while, and then it finds out that that's a hallucination. He's not really talking to her. He's not really there. She's not really there, but she is, or at least you think she is. He goes downstairs, and she's sitting there, and they have another fight. He ends up killing her. And then her husband, Todd, comes down. He ends up killing him. And then he kills the little girl, which a lot of people will have issues with that. But this is the really, really cool part. And other movies have done this, and this can be done to be cheesy, and stupid, but this movie does it well. All the ghosts that he saw before are the girlfriend, or the ex-girlfriend Anna, Megan, the ex-wife, Todd, the husband of the ex-wife, and Valerie or some little girl. He cuts the head off of the little girl, and like in the movie, he sees the ghost, the headless ghost, and she's holding her head. We never really get to see the head. That was really clever. The other ghost is like she has her throat slit. That's Megan. He sees a shadow man in the corner of the room. That's Todd. And then up in the shower is this woman that's all like burnt. I don't know if she's burnt and stuff. I don't really know what. That's Anna. And one good thing about the ending is it's somewhat ambiguous too. Did he really kill everybody, or was he hallucinating? And it leans more towards he killed everybody, but doesn't downright say it. Like you see kind of like an x-ray into the trunk, and Anna's in there, so we know he killed her. We know, because this is not him seeing anything. This is us seeing it. And then at the general store, the guy that owns it comes out, and the sheriff's car is there. Because like I said, Brian drove it to there. And he starts getting suspicious. He starts walking towards the back of it, and it ends. It never shows him open it up. And then it shows the house, and it's all clean, and like there's sheets draped over the furniture. And the camera finally pans this trap door on the front porch. So it's very suggesting that he killed him, but you never actually see the other bodies. And we know he killed Anna. We know that. But we're not 100% sure that he killed the other ones. I think he did. I'm pretty sure he did. But I love just maybe he didn't. And that's my review for Dry Blood.